Hi, Akshansh. Welcome to the interview. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Akshansh?
Sure, sir. So, hello, I'm Akshansh Gupta and I'm from Ujjain, Madhya Pradesh. I'm a final year civil engineering student at Indian Institute of Technology, Palakkad. I'm a part of the first batch there. And during my BTech, I have been involved in setting up a lot of clubs and committees revolving around cultural activities like theater, literary arts, and filmmaking. I've been a part of the student council as a cultural affairs secretary, and I've also been involved in drafting the constitution for the cultural council. During my BTech, I have two internships, one with Maharashtra Metro Rail Corporation Limited, where I was there on the site for 4 weeks and in the design as well as the planning office for 2 weeks. And I got to learn the entire end-to-end workflow of a metro project. While my second internship was with Suruchi Foods Private Limited, which was a digital marketing internship. That was the first point that I discovered the domain of marketing, and that was one of the big reasons why I decided to do my MBA. I was handling the social media pages, including Facebook and Instagram, and was responsible for meeting daily targets of likes and organic reach. My hobbies include theater, writing, and listening to.
Okay, all right. I'm also going through your profile as you spoke, Akshansh, and I see that your scores in your engineering are ridiculously low. What happened?
I would say that there are multiple reasons of why my academics took a hit. Initially, when I came to engineering, I was someone who was fresh out of JE preparation, and I have been involved into teams for a lot of. But this was the time that I wanted to dedicate to actually polish my personality and my interest other than academics. So I went on to pursue theater and writing. And student council was another big part that consumed a lot of my time. So I believe though my academics took a hit, there were a lot of learnings from the time that I spent in the student council and also in these clubs and committees, which have actually led to more of a holistic development of my personality.
Okay, interesting. But then why take up an engineering seat itself? So many students aspire to get into IIT, but here you are, you took up that particular seat, and then you say that you were not interested in academics at all.
I believe that this is a big misconception that people have about the IITs, that being a premier institute, they are way beyond engineering, and they are for you to discover who you actually are. IIT as an institute of national importance gives you opportunities to be whatever you are. I mean, you are there because you have that intellectual capability to excel in whatever you do. And that is what IIT offers you, be it sports, cultural, performing arts, academics, or research for that matter. Whatever you want, you're free to pursue, and you have the opportunities and the resources to do it. And it always comes down to the individual, what he or she wants to do. And in my case, I chose culturals, or specifically theater, as my domain of what I wanted to explore. And I feel that I've done complete justice to the IIT seat that I was given.
Okay, good. But if you were given a chance to go back and do your engineering all over again, would there be something different you would do to focus maybe more on
Uh,
academics?
Given a second chance, I would say that yes, I would definitely like to manage my time better and learn how to prioritize things. I would say definitely over the years, in the past 3.5 years, I've definitely improved upon these skills, time management as well as prioritizing. But surely, I would not like to say that I would dedicate the entire time to academics and leave the other part, like the extracurriculars and the council work, I did away. Like that would always be an essential part of my BTech, and I would always love to have them whenever, if I get an opportunity again.
All right. So you're speaking multiple times about student council. So what did you learn exactly as part of the student council?
So when I joined IIT Palakkad, I was a first batch student. There was no senior batch ahead of me, and so there were no clubs or committees or student gymkhana that someone can join if he wants to pursue something. So I took this up as an opportunity to take up a leadership role. I decided that I would set up a few societies around things that I wanted to do. So I started the Theatre Society, the Literary Arts Society, and filmmaking, and a few other things. So that really helped me work upon my leadership capabilities. Then organizational development, selecting among the batch who could be the right people in helping me do all these things. Then managing operations, setting up processes, organizing events, to how to be a good speaker, how to make people understand what you have in mind, and how to convince the higher authorities, basically the administration, to believe in you. For example, if it's a new institute and nobody, everyone, the government, the admin, there's a mentor institute, everyone's eye is on the administration or to see how they are performing. So they don't want to take a wrong step. They don't want to put the money in the wrong places. So that's when your communication and your convincing power comes into play. So I feel that over the last 3 years, all these capabilities have really improved in me, and a lot of those credit goes to the council work that I've done.
Okay, interesting. So out of all the activities that you mentioned, which was the most challenging one and why?
I would say that convincing the administration was definitely the toughest part, because a lot of these people are like not your age. They are people who are seasoned, who have been into the system for a lot of years. And when you have a new institute, there are a lot of people, there's chaos. So everyone is just coming up with new ideas, fresh things to do, and you don't have anything to benchmark it against. You cannot say that if this particular thing would work or not. So to convince people that yes, they should allocate the budget to this particular event, or they should actually send a team to this particular competition which is happening somewhere in the country. So all these things, convincing people, I would say, was a really tough task.
Okay. All right. Good, Akshan. So what do you do when you're free? What are some of the activities that you do?
I would say I spend a lot of time watching podcasts on YouTube, and then listening to music, especially underground music is one genre that I like to explore, to listen to new artists and to listen to their stories. These are the kind of stuff I do.
Okay, you mentioned underground music. Is it? What is underground
Yes.
music?
Yeah. So underground music is basically, you must have heard of music labels like Sony Music or T Series or Tips, so things like these. But then there are artists who don't want to be associated with any label. They want to come up on their own, because these music labels have their own terms. They would charge their commissions. While if you're an underground independent artist, you can uh, like earn everything that you are making out of your music, and then you put out your own music on platforms like YouTube, Amazon Prime. So there are these Indian musicians like, say, Krishna, or a lot of these popular artists that we know today, like Raftar or Honey Singh. All these people were also underground artists who were making their own music. So if you look at it, then there's Krishna, then there are people like Dino James, and then Pratik Kuhad, Vaibhav Bandhu, all these, there are people who are making their own music. They're putting in their own money, putting out stuff on YouTube, and then from there, they're trying to earn and make a name for themselves. So I
Okay.
like to
Any particular
discover these
reason why
new
you
and
like?
fresh artists.
All right. I'm sorry to interrupt. Any particular reason why you like underground music?
Uh, First of all, it's very fresh, and the spirit that this music represents is of freedom and independence. So those are the two things I closely relate to, that you have to take a stand for yourself. And if you want to create a niche for yourself, you have to do the own hard work that you have to put in. So these people are fighting their own battles, not taking anyone else's support. And plus, the music they put out is really motivating. If you listen to any of their talks or any of the themes of the songs they put out, it's always motivational stuff, or the struggles that they have been going through in their life. So that is something which is really inspiring.
Okay. Interesting. All right. So tell me, post MBA, what kind of companies do you want to work for?
See, as I have been living in this engineering college for 3 years, it's a very small, close-knit community. There's nothing that you can look back upon. Everything you have to set up on your own. So this has made me like this kind of an uncertain, chaotic environment. So I would say that I would like to work in a very startup kind of environment, which is high impact, dynamic, and new things are happening every day. The processes are not defined. So that is kind of a company that I would look forward to.
Okay, so any companies in mind?
Uh, I would say all these startups that are coming up these days, for example, there's Ola, then there's Zomato, Swiggy, Udan, all these kind of startups that are coming up these days. So they're doing great work. They're building some really nice technology infrastructures in our country, plus and they're at a very young nascent stage. So I feel that that would be an entire environment I would definitely fit in.
Okay, but post MBA, don't you want to work in a big corporate company with a big hefty salary? Why do you want to work in a startup where things are so uncertain?
When you are joining as a fresher, I will feel that more than the money you're learning and the experience that you're gaining out of your first job is more important. And you have your entire life to earn the money that you look forward to. So if a company is giving you the environment that you want and the work that can excite you, I feel there's nothing better that you can get.
Okay, wonderful. One more question, Akshansh, before we wrap. Tell me something that you think is very unique about yourself.
Uh, I think the uniqueness again comes back to the place that I'm coming from, IIT Palakkad. It's a very rare experience for someone to be a part of an institute that started the year you joined. I mean, I still remember the first day of college when I went there. There were just a bunch of, let's say, 100, 150 people, including the staff, faculty, the cleaners, drivers, students, everyone. There was a very small group. There was no tables, no chairs in the classrooms, no computers. And I have seen that place grow. And I can say that I've actually contributed to the growth of that place, being in the student council and setting up all these societies so that students that come after me can take the benefit. So that experience of setting up things to taking up initiatives, all these things I feel are the unique learnings that I have, and I can contribute a lot through them, not just in my MBA classroom, but also in the workplace that I join later.
All right. All right. Wonderful, Akshansh. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll let you know about the.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.